Welcome everyone to a Christian yoga class. My name is Valerie Wright and I'm going to be leading you through the next hour of a Christian yoga practice. I'm coming to you today from beautiful Bales Lake, Illinois. I thought it would be nice just to have this beautiful background as we practice today. So a little bit about me. My training is from Marianne Wells Yoga School in Costa Rica, and I really feel like God was leading me to shine His light through the yoga practice or through the practice of yoga. And so today I'm going to lead you through a 60-minute practice, really where we can find that stillness and peace in God. And so I want you to imagine for a moment a jar filled with glitter. And imagine if we took that glitter jar and we shook it up, right? The glitter would be flying everywhere within the jar. And imagine that glitter as all the thoughts in your head. So groceries, kids, work, all of it, right? Imagine all those thoughts like floating around. And when that glitter is flying around the jar, we really, can't hear God speak to us. God wants to work in our lives and wants to speak to us, but when everything is flowing around like crazy, it's hard for that to happen. So imagine then for a moment a jar that we've shaken and the glitter's everywhere, and then we just set it on a table and allow all that glitter to settle. Once that glitter has settled, then we allow a clearing to come. And in that clearing is really where God can speak to us. And so today, as we practice together, may we find that stillness and that clearing. May all our glitter settle so we can really feel that presence and that stillness and that peace that only God can give. So I invite you just to start. You don't need a mat. You can even just use your floor, the carpet, go outside, stand in the grass, just whatever serves you today. But just start with your feet about hip distance apart. So that would mean taking your two fists, putting them right between your feet, and allowing the long edge, so the pinky side of your feet, if they're on the mat, to be even with the short or the long edge of the mat, or on the grass, whatever, just so your second toes are basically pointed up towards the front. There's a gentle bend in your knee, and imagine for a moment here inside your belly that there's a bowl of water. And for a moment, go ahead and place your hands on your hips. I'm going to turn sideways here so you can see me. Imagine that this bowl of water, that we're going to tip it forward. So practice tipping that pelvis forward, feeling that water spill out the front. And then bringing it back into the middle, we're going to tip the water out the back. So just feel what that feels like. And then coming back through the middle here, staying here, feeling just that pelvis nice and squared, tailbone rooting down into the ground. Feeling just the ribs wrap around the core here. We're gonna bring the shoulders up, back and down, palms face forward. Chin rests parallel with the earth, crown of the head pulls to the sky. And just for a moment here, allow the eyes to soften close. Feel your breath as you take some deep breaths in and out through your nose. Knowing that you have no place to be, nothing to do, just being fully present here. Matthew 6:34 says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." And so that's so true. Sometimes it's even each minute has enough trouble of its own. So giving yourself that gift of being fully present here, not worrying about what you've already done today or what you need to do when you're done with the practice, all of that can wait. Just being fully present here on your mat, finding that stillness and that peace with God. Allow your eyes to softly open up, just finding a gentle gaze. We're going to take a deep inhale, stretch your arms all the way up, look up, and exhale, watch your hands as they come down in front of your body. Continue with that. Inhale, big inhale. exhale down. A big inhale and exhale down. Now, each time as we inhale, we're going to say to ourselves, let go. And as our hands wash in front of our body, we're going to say, let God. Big inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting God. And just continue to flow through that, your time, your breath. Maybe even allowing your eyes to soften, close. Just allowing those words, let go, let God. With your eyes closed, just feeling that presence of your hands as they go in front of your body. Imagine God's love and God's peace just washing over your entire body. Two more times, taking your time. And then we'll all rest just with our arms down by our side, palms facing forward. Maybe allowing the eyes to soften closed again. And with the eyes closed, raise the toes up. Whether they're on a mat or on the floor or in the grass, wherever they are, just give those toes a nice wiggle. And then allow them to softly come onto the grass, the mat, the floor, and then clench the toes like you're trying to pinch up what's underneath you. Remember what that feels like as you've pinched that up underneath your feet. And we don't want to do that throughout the practice tonight. So let's let those toes go by raising them up again, fan them all the way out, wiggle them, and then place them down one at a time. Let's take another big inhale, rise up, hands touch, and then exhale, clasp the hands up towards the sky, looking up. Inhale, stretch up just a little more, and then exhale, tip over to the left side. So your left fingers pull your right fingers. Your right shoulder is going to have a tendency to pop down. Really feel that open up. Allowing that left arm to pull you down. Really kick through that right hip to feel that long stretch all along your entire right side of your body. Let's inhale, back up, look up, and then exhale over to the right side this time. Right fingers pull those left fingers, big stretch all along the entire left side of the body. Gaze comes up and underneath that left arm. And continue to flow through that, your time, your breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tip over. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. And really just connecting here with your breath, finding even more length on either side, continuing to flow through that, connecting with your breath, tipping over to each side, feeling that elongation in the side body. And throughout today's class, our minds are meant to think just like our hearts are meant to beat. So our minds think involuntarily, just like our hearts beat involuntarily. And so just like we can't or wouldn't want to stop our heart from beating, we can't and wouldn't want to stop our brain from thinking. So we shift those thoughts. We shift them into God's stillness and God's peace. We shift them to focusing on the breath as we flow throughout the poses. So one more time on either side, and then just allow the hands to come back down. Taking your time here, checking back in with the pelvis, making sure you're not tipping it forward or tipping it back. Just allowing that pelvis to be nice and square here. Now let's inhale, bring the arms out. Palms face towards the front, thumbs up towards the sky, pinky fingers down. Let's inhale, open up, press that chest forward, pull the shoulder blades back like you're trying to hold a pencil between them. And then exhale, round out, round the spine, tuck the chin in towards the chest, and allow the fingertips to touch, as if you're holding a big, big beach ball right in front of you. So now let's connect that with the breath. Inhale, open up, extend back. Exhale, round in, really arch through the spine. This time we inhale, open up, find that space. And on an exhale, the back of the hands come together. And then continue to flow through that. Inhale, open. Exhale, fingertips touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, back of the hands touch. One more time, both ways. Inhaling, open. Exhaling forward, feeling the expansion along the back. This time, backs of the hands touch. Inhale, back open again, and exhale, arms down to the side. Now we're just going to shake out the arms here. So just rotate side to side. Maybe even the arms kind of touch against the side and your hips. Just rotating out the spine, relaxing out the arms. Kind of give everything a wiggle, and then we'll stand back down. Feeling those feet rooted into the earth. Let's inhale, rise up, hands touch. Exhale, hands behind and clasp them together. This time we inhale and melt the hands together down the spine. So I'm going to turn so you can see my hands are clasped and they're melting down. My thumbs are pressing against my tailbone, and I'm working my elbows towards each other, almost to see if I can get them straight. But we really want to make sure that the hands are touching a nice strong grip here. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears and pulling the shoulder blades together. Feeling the knuckles work their way as if they're going to touch the earth. Take one more inhale, stretch it down. And then exhale, begin to bend your knees and fold your belly down towards your thighs. And then allow the hands, continuing to keep them clasped, to maybe come up by the head. Maybe they stay down. The most important thing is that the hands stay clasped here. The knees are bent as generously as they need to be so that the belly can rest against them. So wherever your arms are at, feeling that expansion in your shoulders and chest. And then slowly begin to straighten the knees, pulling the belly button towards the spine. Feeling the spine nice and elongated here, almost a straightening as the tailbone points back, crown of the head points forward. Now let's unclasp the hands for a moment. Feel the pinkies work their way up to the sky. Gentle bend in the knees as the fingertips sweep towards the mat. When the fingertips have touched the mat, we imagine that our lower body here is frozen, so we don't move that at all, and we raise up into a nice strong chair pose here. Biceps frame the ears, pinkies towards the front, thumbs to the back. Imagine that you're holding a big ball right between your hands. So arms are nice and active. Feel that strength in your legs. Take a big inhale here. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Now we're going to connect each one of those poses with the breath. So let's inhale, rise up, hands touch. Exhale, hands behind, clasp them together. Inhale, melt them down the back, look up. And then exhale, hinge all the way forward. Inhale, unclasp the hands, swoop the mat as we rise into a nice strong chair pose. And then exhale, fall all the way forward. One more time, big inhale, rise up, hands touch. Exhale, hands behind. Inhale, melt down the back, look up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, swoop the mat, rise into that chair. And exhale, come all the way down. And here in this forward fold, maybe grab onto both elbows and just sway side to side, feeling the stretch all along the back of the legs. You can maybe even bend and straighten your legs if that feels nice, just to feel that stretch all along the back side. Feeling that stretch. Let's inhale, rise back up, hands touch. Exhale, feel the hands come down. Let's connect back with that saying that we did in the beginning of class. So inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting go. One more time. Inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Allow the palms of the hands to face forward. Shoulders pulling away from the ears, shoulder blades pulling back. Allow the eyes to soften closed here, and just breathe. I was considering having a playlist, but thought I would go with God's playlist today. The wind, the birds. Just allowing all those sounds to wash over you here. Just listening to my voice, keeping your eyes closed. Just being still here. A few more deep breaths. Letting all that glitter settle. And slowly begin to open the eyes again. Let's inhale, rise up, hands touch. And exhale, just look behind you here. So hands touch together, just looking back behind you, looking up, little baby back bend here. Then let's inhale, rise up again. Feel those middle fingers extend towards the sky. And then exhale as if you're wiping the walls, coming all the way down into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift here. The shoulders are away from the ears, pulling the belly button towards the spine. Shoulder blades melting down the back like they're gonna fit in pockets on your lower back. Hands kind of rest on the shins. And then we're gonna bend our knees as much as we need so that our hands can touch the mat. And we're gonna step all the way back, feeling that strength in this nice strong plank pose. Middle fingers are pointed towards the front. Let's lower the knees and uncurl the toes. And just send your bottom back to your heels, forehead towards the mat. And just resting here for a moment in a child's pose, feeling the fingers pulling away. Feeling the forehead press into the earth or the mat, maybe even rocking the forehead side to side. We'll come back into a tabletop pose here. Again, fingers spread nice and wide, just like a starfish. Wrists directly under the elbows and directly under the shoulders, pressing into every knuckle on your fingers. Feel the spine nice and straight, belly tucked in towards the spine. Your eyes can gaze right between your hands. The crown of the head pulls forward. Again, we're pressing the earth away. The knees are directly underneath the hips, and the tops of the feet rest gently on the mat. We can take a quick peek back. We shouldn't see our feet. They should be hidden by our thighs. So take a moment, lift your knees off the mat just about an inch. Feel that core engage. Feel the muscles wrap around all the bones. And then keep that same engagement as you lower the knees down. We're going to begin to inhale, belly down towards the ground as we gaze up towards the sky. Here again, our shoulders are away from our ears. Our heart shines forward. Tailbone is tipped, so we're tipping that water forward here. We're looking up, pressing again away from the earth, being mindful that the shoulders are away from the ears. And then we're going to exhale, round everything out. So now we're imagining that we're tipping that water backwards. Chin tucks in towards the chest, gaze towards the belly button, and we're pushing the earth away. We're making a big rainbow with our spine here, allowing a nice big expansion across the shoulder blades. And then we'll begin to connect each one of these with the breath. So let's inhale, belly down, look towards the sky. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, round it out. Last time, inhale, belly down. Exhale, round it out. Let's bring that spine back just into that neutral spine. Again, pulling that belly button towards the spine. We're going to go ahead and just put our little fingertips of our left fingers on the mat. So our right hand is taking a little bit more of our weight here. So we're going to tell our right hand it's going to hold us in a balance here. Let's inhale, rise that left arm all the way to the sky, looking up as if you're going to high five someone, looking up, and then exhale, thread it through, left ear rest on the mat, and your right hand extends forward. So here we're making an L shape with our arms, right fingers pull forward, left cheek rest on the mat. Inhale, pull the right fingers just a little farther away, and then exhale, sink into that right shoulder. One more time, inhale, pull the right fingers away, and exhale, sink into that right shoulder. Try to feel your hips nice and even here. Even weight into both legs. Now slowly bring the right hand under the right shoulder. Let's inhale, rise the left arm back to the sky, and exhale down. Same thing on the other side. We'll tint the right fingertips on the mat. Inhale, rise up, gaze towards the sky. Exhale, thread the right arm through, right cheek rest on the mat. Left hand extends out in front. The left palm is pressing into the earth and the back of the right hand is on the earth or the mat. Inhale, pull those left fingertips just a little farther forward. And then exhale, sink into that left shoulder. Inhale, pull forward just a little more. Exhale, sink into it. Slowly start to bring the left hand back under the left shoulder. Inhale, rise the right arm back up, and exhale it down. Now this time we're going to tint the left fingertips on the mat and start to raise the left arm up. So here when we do that, our left thumb points to the sky, left pinky down, and we're going to start to extend the right foot back. So elongate and extend that right leg back. And if we want to stay here, we can, if we're comfortable here. Or we can start to slowly raise the right leg up. As we do that, the right toes point toward the earth and the heel pushes toward the sky, imagining that you're going to put your footprint on the wall behind you. If that right wrist starts to become sore, you can always do a fist to help out with that as well. Let's inhale, stretch everything out, and then exhale, round it in, elbow towards the knee. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, rounding in, feeling that strength of your core. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, rounding in. Last time, inhale, stretching out. And then take that left hand, allow it to come back, and maybe it meets the right pinky side of the foot. If not, it just stretches back. Again, either way, it doesn't really matter if it's touching, but if you were able to get it to touch, press into that foot to feel that stretch in the shoulder and in the hip and in the front of the right leg. Big inhale here. Exhale out. Inhale, straighten everything back out. Exhale, hand and knees down. Come back onto the heels, and we're just going to roll out the wrist here. Maybe allowing the backs of the hands to come together and just windshield wiper the hands side to side. You can roll them around, up and down, just whatever feels good. Just rolling them out. And then coming back onto our tabletop pose, we'll do everything on the other side. So the bad news is we do have another side. The good news is we only have 2, not 3. So here, as you're working on your balance, working on that strength of your core, really embrace that wiggle. Every time you wiggle, you're helping to build your body's balance. So every time we wiggle, we say thank you for the wiggles because it helps to build our balance. So this time we're going to tent the right fingertips on the mat. Inhale, rise the right arm up. Exhale, send the left toes back. If we want, we can keep the toes grounded on the earth, or we can start to raise it up if we feel steady here. Again, right thumb points to the sky, right pinky's down. Imagine that you're going to stamp the back of the room with that left foot. Inhale, stretch everything out. Exhale, round it in, elbow to the knee. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, stretch it out. And this time we exhale it around to the back side. So we're holding onto the pinky side of that left foot, or maybe even just reaching back if the foot doesn't touch. Again, that's okay. If the hand can grab onto the pinky side of the foot, we start to press into that hand. Again, we challenge our balance here. We embrace the wiggle, right? The things that we work on our mat work off the mat as well. So we embrace those challenges on our mat and off, knowing that we're going to be okay. We serve a great and amazing God who's always with us. Inhale, press back into that hand just a little more. Exhale out. Inhale, stretch everything back out. Last time. Exhale down. Bringing the bottom towards the heels, we roll out the wrist once more. Nice job. Coming back onto the hands and knees here. Maybe a little bit more pressure on the knees than what's on the hands. And allow the fingers to come out towards the long edge of your mat, or so that the inside of your arms here, the inside of your wrists are facing each other. We have another wrist stretch here. And we're just going to sway side to side, feeling that stretch. So if you work on a computer, you're typing a lot, this is a really good stretch for your wrists. And then we're going to bring the fingertips and face them towards our legs. So feeling the stretch, the front part of our wrist are facing the top of our mat, and we lean back just as much as comfortable here. We can just kind of sway forward and backwards. Fingers spread nice and wide. Not
putting too much pressure in the wrist here, but feeling a nice stretch. And then bring the fingers back towards facing away from you, but then flip the backs of the hands on the earth. So the backs of the hands rest on the earth, and we just feel a gentle pull here as we rock front and back. Again, we're not putting a lot of pressure. 90% of my body weight is in my knees, but I'm feeling that stretch in the wrist here. And then we can sit back onto our heels and just roll them out. We'll begin to start to flow through a little flowing practice here. So coming back into tabletop pose, we're going to curl the toes under. Feel the stretch along the whole underneath side of the feet. Start to raise the knees up off the mat, off the earth, and feel the belly press into the thighs here. The head rests right between the arms. Feel how straight the spine is. And then we start to straighten the knees into our first down dog of the day. Bend and straighten your knees, pedaling out the feet, feeling the stretch in the toes and all along the backs of the legs. Let's inhale up onto our tippy toes and exhale both heels over to the left side. Maybe our gaze comes up and underneath the right arm. Inhale back up tippy toes and exhale both heels at the same time over to the right. Gaze comes up and underneath the left arm. One more time on each side. Inhale, stretch up on the tippy toes. Exhale, both heels to the left, looking up and underneath the right arm. Inhale up. And exhale, both heels over to the right, looking up and underneath the left arm. Inhale, back up tippy toes. And then exhale, feel those heels push down towards the earth. Again, it's not important that the heels touch the earth, but rather that the spine is nice and straight. Our ears are framed by our biceps. We're pressing into every knuckle on our fingers, and that middle finger points forward. Now let's start to inhale into a nice strong plank pose. Exhale, knees down, uncurl the toes, child's pose. Now we're going to continue connecting each one of those poses with the breath. So we inhale table, exhale curl toes under, down dog. Inhale plank, exhale lower knees down, child's pose. Inhale table, exhale down dog, inhale plank, exhale child's pose. Last time, inhale table, exhale down dog, inhale plank, exhale child's pose. Now here in child's pose, your knees can be as wide as what feels good. So maybe it feels good to have them be as wide as the mat and allowing those hands to come down. Or maybe it feels better to have them be closer together. Again, it's really whatever is comfortable for you. Wherever you're at, start to keep your head down, but walk your hands over towards the left side. Right hand stacks on top of the left. Feel that stretch all along the entire right side of the body. Big inhale, big exhale. Walking the hands back through to the middle and then over to the left, or to the right, sorry. Left hand stacks on top of the right as we feel a big stretch all along the right side of the body here. Big inhale, big exhale. Walking the hands back to the middle, extend them out as far as you can. And here, start to bring the chin towards the earth. So we're looking up, feeling that stretch in the top part of the back and along the shoulders. We're gonna come up onto our knees just a little bit, and we're gonna tint our fingertips. And then we're gonna sink that heart down. Again, chin works its way down as you're gazing up, feeling the stretch all on the upper body here. Let's bring the hands back onto the earth. Let's curl the toes back under and come back into a down dog. Here in this down dog, let's inhale, rise the right leg to the sky. And exhale, pull that knee towards the nose. Imagine that the knee's gonna touch the nose. Inhale, rise it back up. Exhale, pull it towards the nose and then gently place it down on the earth. Maybe you even wiggle, wiggle, wiggle or help it move forward. We lower the back knee, uncurl the back toes. Now here, let's inhale, rise up. We're gonna flow through that same thing that we did at the beginning of class. So let the arms come down by the side. Let's inhale, rise up, let go. Exhale, frame forward, let go. Feel that stretch along the front of the hip here. Inhale, rise up, let go. Exhale, let go. One more time. Inhale, rise up, let go. Exhale, let go. Arms come down, feeling that stretch on that front left hip. Put your hands onto your hips and really feel, maybe even take your left hand, press it into the belly and the back hand on the pelvis. Pull the belly back, tip the pelvis down so we feel the stretch in this front leg here. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, hands come back to frame this foot. Just fingertips touch the mat is totally fine. And then we're gonna start to walk the fingertips back as we pull those right toes up towards the sky, feeling a big stretch all along the underneath side of our right leg. Right toes again point towards the sky. And we're gonna start to flow through this. So we inhale forward, looking up. Exhale, press back. Nose works its way towards that right knee. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last time, inhale forward. Exhale back. Staying back here, let's take our left hand and reach it around to the right side. And our gaze comes back, looking back at our left toes, feeling that deep stretch here. Big inhale, big exhale. Coming back and framing that right foot. Let's curl the left toes back under, straightening that left knee. Inhale, rise that right leg all the way back to the sky and exhale it down. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, rise the left leg to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose. Inhale, rise up left leg to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee to the nose and then step the foot gently down. You can wiggle or pull it forward, whatever you need so that it rests between the hands. Lower the right knee, uncurl the back toes, and slowly start to rise up. What's gonna help here is that your feet are like on railroad tracks versus having that left foot right in front of that right thigh. So we open that left foot out as much as we need for balance. Again, let's check back in, pulling the belly button back, pressing the tailbone down, feeling the stretch all along that entire front of that right hip. Let's connect back in with inhaling, letting go. Exhale, letting go. 2 more times. Inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Last time, inhale, rise up, letting go. Exhale, letting go. You Begin to frame that foot. Maybe just the fingertips touch the earth. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, pull those left toes to the sky. Start to straighten that left leg. Nose works its way down towards the left knee. And then we're gonna flow back and forth through that. So inhale forward, looking up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, pressing back, nose towards the knee. Inhale forward, really oiling through the hips here. Exhale back. Last time, inhale forward. Big stretch here, exhale back. Keeping the legs exactly where they are, take the right hand now to meet the left. So we feel a big stretch all on the outside of this left leg. This is a great stretch for runners, stretching out that IT band. And our gaze works its way towards the right toes. Big inhale here. And exhale it out. Walking the hands to frame that front foot. Curl the right toes under, straighten that right leg. Inhale, send the left leg to the sky. And exhale it down. This time we inhale the right leg to the sky, and then exhale, pull that right heel towards the right butt. Really pull it down and then open it up. So feel, looking up and underneath the right arm, imagine that your right toes are gonna touch your left elbow. So feeling that stretch, maybe even making some big circles here with that right leg. A few one way and a few the other. Again, really oiling through the hip and the side body here. Let's inhale that right leg back to the sky and exhale it down. Same thing on the left side. Inhale it up. And then exhale, open it up. Allow that heel to work its way down towards the bottom. Point the toes towards the right elbow. Looking up and underneath the left arm now. Maybe make a few big circles one way and a few the other. Inhale, rise that left leg back to the sky and exhale it down. Let's slowly lower the knees down at the same time, coming down onto the heels, just in a kneeling position here. If that's comfortable for you. Face the camera here. Let's inhale, rise up, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Inhale, rise up, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Now we're going to come onto our bottoms and extend our feet out. So we're in a nice, strong, seated position here. Take a moment maybe to move any flesh out of the way so that your sits bones are really grounded into the earth and the toes are pointed up towards the sky. Here our spine is nice and straight, belly button pulled in. Again, shoulders away from the ears, heart shining forward. Let's inhale, rise up, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Rise up, letting go. Exhale, letting go. And then we're slowly gonna walk the fingertips towards the toes, towards the feet. And wherever they land is fine. We just don't want to compress all the way down yet. So our spine is still nice and straight here. Again, you can see I've been doing yoga and teaching yoga for a lot of years, and I'm not really touching my toes, and that's okay. Right? It's yoga practice, not yoga perfect. So again, we're just looking to feel the stretch along the back of the legs. Now we're gonna bend that right knee and hug that right knee in towards the chest. Nice and pulling that knee in towards the chest. And then allow it to cross that left leg. Again, my left toes are still pointed towards the sky. My left leg is really still nice and active. As I'm pulling that knee in, I'm feeling that stretch all along the entire backside of that right leg and into the right glute. And holding that foot in, really feeling that stretch there. Maybe my left hand even pulls onto that right shin to keep it pressed in. Then I inhale, rise the right arm up. Imagine that I'm saying like, teacher, 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 right? Stretching it way up. And then exhale it back. So we're looking back. The back of my right hand presses into the inside of that right knee as I twist back. Feeling that stretch in the spine and the twist. Now we're going to come back. We're going to take that right hand, bring it back. Inhale, rise the left arm up. Same thing. Teacher, teacher, teacher. Stretch up, up, up. And then bring it around. So the back of my left arm now presses into my right thigh. And I look back the opposite way. So we're stretching through the spine both ways here. Feeling that stretch. Inhale, come back through to the middle. Extend that right leg out and just shake them out. You kind of shake through the hips. And then pull the left knee in towards the chest here. And then cross it over. So here we pull that left shin in, holding onto it with the right hand. Inhale, rise that left arm up. Teacher, 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 right? Feel that stretch. And then exhale, bring it around, looking back. So the back of my left hand presses into the inside of that left knee as I look back behind. Coming back through to the middle, I guide that left hand back behind, looking behind. Fingertips on the mat. Inhale, rise that right arm up. Teacher, 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 stretch up, up, up. And then exhale, bring it around and add to that twist. So the back of the right hand presses into that left knee as I feel that really good spinal twist. Coming back through to the middle, placing your hands on the mat and just shaking out the legs here. Let's bring the soles of the feet to the earth nice and wide. So maybe they're along the long edge of your mat, or maybe just, we want them to be wider than the hips. And then just start to windshield wiper the knees back and forth. So we're windshield wipering the knees back and forth. Staying anywhere where it feels extra good. If that stretch feels really good, just feeling that, just allowing those hips to settle in. And then bringing the feet just a little bit closer together. Take that right foot and stack it on top of that left leg. And you can work the hands as far forward as feels good to feel that stretch along the back side and into the glute of that right leg. Maybe that nose even comes down towards the right shin, feeling that nice stretch. Sitting back up, keeping that leg crossed, we rock again side to side. Nice job. And then allow that foot to come down. And start to raise the left leg up to cross across the right knee. Working the hands as close as you need so that the nose can work its way towards that shin. Feeling the stretch all along the back side of that left leg. And then again, we rock side to side, oiling through those hips. And now we bring the heels all the way forward. If you're on a mat, they extend towards the corner of the mat. Feet just hang heavy and open. We can just windshield wiper the feet back and forth just to kind of shake them out a little bit. And then we're slowly going to lower down onto our backs. So we're here, we're going to be in our final resting pose. Backs of the hands rest on the mat or the earth, palms facing up to the sky. Again, the toes hang out, shoulders pressing into the earth, chin tucks towards the chest, and the eyes can gently soften close.
So here, as you're laying here in this final pose, I'm going to move just into a seated position to guide you through this final resting pose, or sometimes in yoga it's called Shavasana. And so just here, connect back with your breath. Taking a nice, gentle breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Just feeling your body melt into the earth. Feeling the breath as it comes in and out through your nose. Sending that rich oxygen all throughout your body. So how can we find stillness when the world around us is in chaos? The disciples wondered the same thing. When the waves crashed around them in their little fishing boat, they ran to find Jesus, only to find he was asleep. They took his slumber to mean that he did not care. However, they misunderstood his peace for indifference. Jesus arose and rebuked not first the storm, but their lack of faith. He then addressed the wind and the waves. Peace, be still. Psalm 46 describes the uproar and chaos of the world, and yet the psalmist leads us to a place of stillness, of knowing God is still God. So be still and know that he is God. And so here in this final resting pose of stillness, allowing all the muscles in your face to relax. Feeling your eyes rest heavy in their sockets. Relaxing the area between your eyebrows and your cheeks. Letting your jaw hang heavy and your tongue rest gently in your mouth. Allowing that relaxation to come down onto your neck. Maybe having a gentle swallow. Feeling that relaxation down onto the shoulders. Feeling them melt into the earth like butter on warm pancakes. The relaxation comes down onto the chest, to the belly, to your hips, to your thighs, to your calves, your heels, the soles of your feet, and each one of your toes. Coming back up the body to the tops of the feet, to the kneecaps, to the tops of your thighs, the front of your hips, your belly button, your chest, your shoulders, down your arms, your biceps, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and each one of your fingers. Here, just feeling that stillness. It's in that stillness that we can connect with God, and that He can connect with us, allowing all that glitter to settle. Psalm 16:8 says, I will keep my eyes always on the Lord. With him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. So although there's chaos all around us, knowing that we serve an amazing, almighty God who's ever present, always with us, who never fails. Despite our circumstances, God is always good. He loves you more than anything.
and he longs to spend this time with you. Just feeling your entire body completely relaxed. And again, sometimes when our bodies find stillness, our mind can become extra active. And remembering just in the beginning of class, right? Like finding that stillness doesn't mean that the mind is going to be absent of thoughts. The mind thinks involuntarily. So we shift those thoughts to our breath and to God, connecting with Him and His presence. If your mind starts to wander, which I guarantee you it will, as those thoughts start to come, just imagine them like clouds in the sky. We simply acknowledge them and we let them pass by. Feeling that stillness throughout your body. Feeling what it feels like to allow that glitter, all those thoughts, all the stuff to settle completely. Allowing that calmness and stillness and peace that only God can give. We'll gently begin to bring movement back into the body. So starting to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, begin to open up the eyes. Maybe making some big stretches. So extend your arms up over your head, point your toes like that big morning stretch. And any last minute stretches that your body needs before you slowly roll over onto your side. Using your arm as a pillow, keeping your eyes closed here. Here on your side, soaking up the last bit of this practice, having a sense of gratitude. Thankful for the time that you had here today. Thankful for God's beauty all around us. And for the electronics that allow us to stream this yoga class, this Christian yoga class virtually. And just thankful for the time that you set aside to be here, wherever you are at now. We'll slowly press up into a seated position. You can be on your knees or with your legs crossed, whatever feels comfortable to you. And with your arms by your side, we're going to do 3 big inhales and exhales, just like the beginning of class. We inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Last time, inhale, letting go. And exhale, letting go. We'll bring our hands into prayer position. Feel your thumbs against the sternum. Soften your chin to the chest and gently close the eyes. Feeling your heartbeat and your belly rise and fall. Knowing that at any time you can come back to this space inside you of calmness and stillness. That complete reset for your mind, for your body, and for your spirit. We'll gently flutter our eyes open. Typically, yoga classes end with the instructor saying namaste. And what that means is that the light and spirit in me acknowledges the light and spirit in you. And for me, that spirit is God. And so sometimes though, when I teach kids yoga, I think this almost has a better explanation. And so in kids yoga, I tell them that namaste means that they're awesome, that I'm awesome, that we are all awesome. So wherever you're at, whether you're outside, you're in your living room, you're in your bedroom, wherever it is, if you want, you can repeat after me. You're awesome. I'm awesome. Now maybe say that one more time like you legit mean it. I'm awesome. And then sending all those positive vibes out to our entire yoga community. We're all awesome. Namaste. God bless you all, and thank you so much for spending this time with me in a Christian yoga class.